Nick here. Thanks for tuning back. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a trading tactic called ramping. I call it ramping. I think a lot of other people do as well. And I want to kind of see if I can help you train your eye onto what I look for to try to get into a trade and try to catch it early. Obviously, a safer way to do this would be, you see a morning movement, that volatility in the morning. If you watched some other videos of mine and listened to many other people, pretty much everybody, they would agree that the volatility in the morning is the highest. Okay. So it goes crazy in the morning for a while. Then, about a little after 10 starts settling down and it's trading sideways for a while. Okay. And what I do is I watch these stocks that trade sideways like this. Okay. This has no indicators going on, no nothing, just strictly off price action and candlesticks. So if I see something that's catching my eye, where I see it's kind of holding a good support level at whatever the price may be, then I'm going to keep an eye on that. Okay. And I'll put the chart up on another screen and just kind of keep an eye on it. And if I start to see something called ramping, that's really going to catch my attention. And what I mean by that is you got to look real close, but you can kind of see where it's trading sideways. And all of a sudden, right about here, it kind of breaks this upward resistance and this downward support. That ever so slightly breaks that upward resistance support. It has a tiny little volume bar right there. Okay. So that's going to catch my eye. And as it goes, it's going to now slowly start going up, and it's going to break out of that consolidation zone and start ramping up just like this. Okay. And if you draw a trend line from when it opened to the heart of the move, you can actually see that trend line at the lowest point of the stock over time is actually shooting up. So right here, it's consolidating where this arrow is. Right here, it actually starts breaking out, and I can see that based off good volume down here. Okay. And then right here, it breaks out and tests the previous high, which is the day's high right there. All right. And it meets resistance, so it doesn't break it. Goes back down and then tests it again, goes back down again, and continues trading sideways, but it's at a higher low than previously. Okay. So you kind of have to train your eye to do this, but I want you to look at different stocks and see if you can find stocks like this. In conjunction with these moves like this, we want to start seeing an increase in volume as well. Okay, as we can see right here, the volume bars go from nothing to start popping up a little bit more of a higher volume bar on the green side, the upside, and even a higher volume bar right here as it tries to break out and then comes back down again. That tells me this stock is trying to break out. So my ideal play would be to, once I start seeing this thing ramp and I draw a trend line, okay, my ideal play would be to take a little star position right here. Right about here is where I take my starter position as it breaks out of this consolidation. Okay, and then I'm just going to see what it does. It'll go up and I'll say, okay, you know what? Now I took my starter position. I want it to break through this the day's high right here. And I want to make sure it firmly breaks through. Okay, and it tests it. And I'm also looking at it in conjunction with volume. So it'll trade sideways for a little bit longer, but the overall higher highs and higher lows keep going up. That tells me this bad boy has a chance of breaking out, and I've already got in super early off my starter position. So I'm watching it a little more, and once I start seeing a massive increase in volume, which kicks in right about here, once I start seeing that massive increase in volume, I'll add some more shares, knowing that, okay, it's going to test this high again right here, and the second it breaks out here, as it did, this thing is going to take off to the races. And you can see, it got in, it went all the way up to roughly, let's see here, $1.55, and ended up closing at, let's see here, $1.52 before it went into after hours. Okay. So by doing that, by watching the volume and the ramping action, I could see, okay, maybe I'll get my first position in about $1.20, let's say. All right. As opposed to waiting for the full breakout at $1.30. So I just got 10 cents a share off that start position. So if I decide to get in here at, say, $1.20 or $1.25, I average my price down, which is going to give me more profit. Or even so, waiting until it fully breaks out, which is never a bad way to go, and making sure it's got a good breakout, say at $1.30, and I got it in at $1.20, X amount of shares. Say if you got 2,000 at $1.20, 2,000 at $1.30, you're sitting at $1.25 average, and this thing shot all the way up to $1.52 at the highest point, $1.54 or 55 rather. So I mean, you're looking at 25-cent potential on the upside, 20, 25, 30% or 30 cents a share potential on the upside. So that's a huge profit And then, obviously we'll go over other videos about ramping into after hours and how it keeps going into after hours and, trading it and holding it overnight and stuff like that. But this is one of the key things I learned. If I see a stock trading sideways and holding good support, that's going to catch my eye. And the second I draw that trend line, if I notice that it's ramping up like this, then that's really going to catch my eye. And all I'm doing now is I'm just waiting for the volume to increase. I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows, and I'm waiting for the volume to increase. Once that's the case, then I'm in and I just ride the wave up and I take profits along the way. Okay, you always want to sell. If you're going long, you always want to sell into strength. In other words, you always want to sell when the price keeps going up. You never want to panic sell when the price is going down because you may not get filled, especially if you're doing limit orders. All right, so this tactic is called ramping. A lot of people use it. There's different time frames it works better in. Obviously when the market opens to before midday is a really good time to get in, and then after, right at about, this one kicked in about 2:30, which is not surprising. About 2:30 in the afternoon is when the stocks really start to take off for the late day breaks and stuff like that. Okay, so thanks for checking this out. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.